And I just want to get another one. I need to figure out what I want to do for MJ. I'll get a ghoul.
You're gonna get a ghoul?
Yeah.
For MJ?
You're recording already?
We are live.
Got you.
So, Elijah just got a new tattoo.
I did.
What is it about?
What is it about? Well...
That's your original tattoo on top, right? The sun?
Yeah. The sun is from... I got it when I was out in Argentina. I started,
You got it in Argentina?
The guy didn't speak English. It was actually it was really sketchy. I was like, I want this right there. He's like, okay. And then it turned out alright. But, yeah.
How much did that cost?
Like 100 pesos or something.
That's probably... How much is that? Is that like
$10? It's probably like $80. Probably like 80
in
US.
South America, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, everything's super cheap down there.
Yeah, it's probably like $80 US. And I'm pretty sure I tipped like another, I don't know, 50 pesos or something, which is nothing either.
That's got to be a pretty crazy experience getting a tattoo by someone who doesn't speak English. Is that your first one?
Yeah.
Or is this one second?
Second one.
You have two?
Well, now
you have three.
Well, that one's like kind of connected to that one, but I guess it's a third. But yeah, this one's for Bahamas.
Bahamas?
Yeah, and I did a New Year's gig in Bahamas. I did tramp wall, and it's their national flower. It's a yellow elder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now you know.
I've known you for all this time. I didn't know what tattoos meant.
Yeah. So, well, I started them because I wanted to do like whatever country I performed in. I wanted to get something that represents that country. Mm. So I started in Argentina because it was just like another spontaneous thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna do that. That sounds cool. So I got the sun, and then next thing was I was in Bahamas like not too long after, and I did.
You just got two tattoos in a few months.
How far away is it? It's probably maybe a year or two apart. Probably maybe just a year. I think it was the next year.
Was both of them for Fernando?
Yeah.
No.
One for Q Productions, and the other one was like. What are they called? You know what company that David Matz normally works with?
No.
Not the Spin Fix or whatever it is, the LED one. There's another company that he works for. That he's pretty much what it was. We were using his wall.
Oh, okay. No, I've never met David.
I was out there with Justin.
Tesh?
No. What's his last name?
Firestorm Justin?
Yeah, it's Firestorm Justin.
Oh, I don't know his last name.
Pretty sure TK was there.
TK?
And then...
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. And then, who else? I don't remember. There's like... there's two separate walls on the completely different sides of the... like this huge party that was just a bunch of rich people, I guess, that wanted some entertainment.
It was just a one-day show?
Mm-hmm. We set up, we had like... I don't even think we really rehearsed it, honestly.
So it was like a quick trip?
I was out there for about 3 days. So we had like one day where we could just kind of chill and hang out.
And this was like towards the beginning of your performing?
Mm-mm.
When was this?
I think it was like... It wasn't... Okay, what was I doing? Not this past New Year, the one before that. I was... Dude, I can't keep up with my life.
When did you start performing?
Started performing in 2011.
2011? For Jill?
Nope. Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. Oh yeah, that was your first show.
Mm-hmm. I started off there. I did Cirque du Soleil for 2 years. The first year was Chinese poles, trapeze, like into water.
Into water, huh?
Yeah, and then there was like a mini tramp. Mini tramp into water, and there was a spring floor that you tumbled on. And the next year is when they decided to revamp it, completely tore down everything and built the tramp wall.
Oh, so the second year they had tramp wall. Was that your first time doing tramp wall?
That was not my first tramp wall gig.
No?
My first tramp wall gig was with Q Productions.
Okay, I've heard about this one, but let's go over
Chris
this.
Brady, Jafar, and Devin. We all show up, and he's like, "You guys done tramp wall, right?" We're like, "Yeah." really have it. So then we get there and the wall's like 14 feet from the trampoline. Not from the ground, from the trampoline. And we were...
That's pretty tall.
we were hanging off the edge of the wall like this. And dropping it because we were so scared.
Did anyone drop in off the top for the show?
Well, we cut the wall down.
Oh, you cut it down?
So finally we started like getting used to like dropping in, and then I think it was Mike Purdy who bottomed out, and we're like, ooh, if we're not gonna have like risers, then we need to chop this down. So we cut it down to 10, and then it was a lot better then. But then we had no idea like what tricks to do or what was even possible, so we just looked up on YouTube and found people doing stuff. And we're like,
get to the gig and you're like,
yeah,
how to do this thing that I'm about to perform. It's
exactly.
really dangerous.
Exactly. So we did that, and we just found a bunch of tricks, and we just named them whatever we wanted to name them, and we kind of choreographed from like what people were doing online, and made our own act out of it.
Juggle?
No, we didn't. We never. Oh wait, well, not in the show because it's double-sided, so it was like almost pointless to have that image.
Doesn't look that good.
But it's funny because Jafar, he hated trample and he was scared of it, and he was the clown, so he didn't do any tricks at all. We just made fun of him for not being able to do a wall the whole act.
Oh my god. That's funny.
He was the clown the whole time. Yeah, but we did that. I'm pretty sure the opening day was the first time we actually ran through the full act in the first show. No. So that was fun. I don't even remember when that was. It had to be like in between.
So it was between the first Cirque Du Soleil.
It had to be in 2011. Yeah, at some point, like at the end of the contract. That's when it was with Zizix. Oh, the funny thing about that one is like we had to do makeup, and we asked Fernando like, so what do you want us to do with our makeup? And he's like, oh, just make sure it's like full face makeup. So every day we go in and we Google something.
So it's just different every day?
Yes, and we just tried something new every time until you liked it.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny photos from that. And that was like before I even knew what I was doing with makeup. Just like putting it on my face.
I don't know how to put on makeup at all. I've
gotten pretty good at it now.
The mouse and
skeleton.
Mouse. Mouse and skeleton, that's all I could do.
Well, the skeleton's pretty good. Yeah. But then, second year of Cirque du Soleil, 2012, it was tramp wall, still Chinese poles. The top of the wall was kind of like a spring floor a little bit, and then like trampoline dismounts.
Into the water?
Into the water. But what they didn't figure out until after is that what are we going to do when we do Chinese poles? We flip into the water and swim back, and we're soaking wet, and we try to do tramp wall. So like, there were a lot of times where like nothing would really happen because you can't run the wall, so everything would have to almost be using your hands the whole time at the top of the wall. And then eventually they decided that we should grip tape the wall.
Grip tape it?
It was all grip tape.
Was that a good idea? Seems like it for
yes and no, because for one, they only give you 2 pairs of shoes, so if you run through your shoes, it's like, you're gonna go through your shoes for sure. If you even touch it at all, it just completely rips your costume, your skin, like.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
sticks to it and stuff.
If you stay on your feet, it's fine, but once you hit it, it's like, just takes your skin right off.
Yeah, I did that the other day. Just put my hand on top where there's grip tape and just like cut my hand.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine, but cut my hand. But I kind of would feel really safe if there was grip tape and I was like going to do a swan or something.
Yeah, because you're never going to slip.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But also depending on what kind of grip tape you get, some of them like shed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that issue of like, getting shit in your eyes.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't really been on a wall that didn't slip at all. I was super comfortable with.
The walls there are pretty good, but
yeah.
That's because they clean them right before we go in them. Like before every show, they like have these like giant Swiffers pretty much, and they just clean our walls before our act.
That's pretty good. Seems like Cirque is pretty on top of their safety stuff.
Yeah, safety, they're definitely on top of things. We have like a new I think it's once a month maybe we have like a contingency meeting about like if this goes wrong, what you do just to like refresh.
Yeah.
I think we just went over one of those not too long ago, and they teach you how to like stabilize someone's neck if you're on like the top trampoline and stuff like that.
Ooh, that would suck. What would they do if you got hurt on the top trampoline?
Well, it's all on motor, so you can bring it down to the bottom.
Down?
So the top person, whoever's up there, if there's no one up there, they would have someone get pulled up on the hand loop, and then they would stabilize. But if someone's up there, you stabilize until they get all the way down, and then hand it off to P-Med.
Hand the person off?
No, like they would take over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went through all those scenarios too.
Has anything happened to where you guys had to cancel the show or stop one?
So we had a couple of times we had to stop show because like technical stuff, like there's a big he's like the bad guy of our show, like Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old piece of mining equipment that they like reinforced and put all these like cameras and lights on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to reinforce the stage, or because if it goes like there's a red line that it follows. If it goes off the red line, it will go through the stage, and if there's even like a break in the red line, it'll stop. Like it's very like they can only go this way and then turns and go straight down to the stage and come back. That's all I can do because that's the only place that it won't go through the stage. But there's a lot of times that it'll get stuck for whatever reason out there, and then you can't change the set because there's a big piece of mining equipment in the middle of the stage.
Damn, those stages are crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, like little technical stuff like that. But then like there's always always have backups. So if the show stops, they just put the scrim down and then they play a video
On the screen, and then it'll like...
projection. It'll be like Michael Jackson dancing or a music video of some sort of
so that's the cover?
and how they cover it, and then they'll just go back into the show.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good backup plan. So, they canceled the show when there was that shooting, right?
Yeah.
That was your second week there or something?
That was my first day shadowing someone.
First day shadowing someone.
Yeah, shadowing, not even like a performer, it was shadowing carpentry, so just everything that happens behind the scenes. Moving props and up and down on the lift, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy first day that the Las Vegas shooting
Yeah.
is on your first day of work, pretty much.
Yeah,
At
first day
the
on
same
stage.
theater where it's happening. Like, not the same theater, but the same hotel
Mm-hmm.
that is going on. So can we tell that story? How did that happen? So, what was your experience? You were in the middle of a show?
We're in the middle of the show, and then all of a sudden the show stopped, and they're like, I didn't even know anyone at this point, like, or anyone in carpentry. I knew some of the performers, but I was like, oh, what's going on? They're like, oh, they stopped the show. There must be something going on in the casino, I think. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I kind of follow them back to like their room or wherever they go, and then all the performers went to the dance room, which was where we do like all of our quick changes. It's like right backstage. So I'm like separate from everyone right now. So I got people trying to figure out where I am, and I'm just like with carpentry. And then luckily they have like TV and they all have walkies.
Yeah.
And then one guy like pulled out like his police scanner app on his phone or whatever. So then we started listening to police scanner and watching the news, and then noticing that like, oh, there's an active shooter here, and that's why the show has stopped. But they didn't announce that to the crowd because they didn't want anyone to freak out.
Yeah, and they wanted everyone to stay in there?
Yeah, they want everyone to stay in there and just stay calm because they need to like control the situation before like...
But you guys couldn't hear shooting?
No.
You couldn't hear the...
It happened. It actually was, I think it was done with before we actually stopped the show.
Yeah, because it probably only lasted like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was done by the time we started, the show was stopped, but then there was a bunch of rumors about like how there's more shooters in other casinos, and then because people are just like scared and just thinking it's stuff.
Of course.
But so then I was just hanging out in that back room with them, with the carpentry guys, watching the news and everything, and I didn't have my phone on me. My phone was actually down in the basement, so there was no way to let Bethany know that I was okay.
Yeah.
But then she also didn't know about it until Amanda got home and told her, and it was like, don't freak out, but there's a shooting happening. And Elijah's there in like the Mandalay Bay, blah blah. But then I finally got someone to escort me down to my phone. We were thinking that's where everyone was gonna be, in the basement. Nobody down there. So then when I grabbed my phone, we tried to find where everyone else was, and they escorted me back up to the dance studio where everyone was, and they were like relieved that I was, there and not just roaming around, because it's like, I don't know, just getting to know like the stage and like backstage area. And then they decided that they're gonna move everyone back down to the basement, so I'm just going everywhere at this point. But there were like police officers on every door with like ARs.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, if you were to go anywhere, you have to knock, say your name, let them know who you are before you go through the door. They said if you were to go through any doors quick, you'd probably get shot.
Fuck.
So that was scary going around there. But we got everyone back down to the basement, and we still got some people who had like the police scanners out and stuff. And finally got word that they have found where the shooter was or whatever. Actually, one of the hotel security is the reason why the shooting stopped. He heard about like where the shooting was, so he like went to go check it out, and he's actually got shot, I think, in the leg or something. And so because of him showing up to the room, made the guy stop shooting, and then he started firing at the door. So then that's how they knew exactly where he was, and then that's how they came up. And yeah, so if no one would have responded to that, then it would have kept going on. So he's pretty much like a Vegas hero, pretty much.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Dang, that's a crazy situation.
And then we were on lockdown for like, well, let's just say in our normal days where we have trainings, or the earliest we can be in is at like 2, but I'm sure like, I don't know what their call time was that day because I wasn't training yet, so I would just say like our call time normally is 5:30. We didn't get released till about 6 a.m.
Damn.
So we were in
the
lockdown
for like 8 hours or
in
more?
the basement with no Wi-Fi, barely any service at all, and they wouldn't even let us out of out of our dressing rooms until like a couple hours in, and then they're like finally let people start going to the green room where we have Hulu, so that was good.
So you guys were just watching TV?
So then we were just watching movies until we got released, and then we weren't allowed to go to the parking garage to get our cars at all because they thought there was some suspicious activity going on there too, so all of our cars were there, so a lot of us had to like walk and get out of the range of like everything that's going on to catch an Uber or a taxi or something. But like they were blocked off like everything.
So you left your car there overnight?
Yep.
Did they give you a parking ticket?
Mm-mm.
I would hope not.
Well, it's probably parked in employee parking, so I'm probably fine.
That's a crazy first day of work. And
Yeah.
what has the show been canceled for since then? Just like technical difficulties?
Just technical stuff. Yeah.
Full on cancellation of the show?
Not full on cancellation. No, we haven't done that since there hasn't been a full cancellation since that shooting happened. Normally, even if it is like 10 to 15 minutes, it's something that they can like fix or move on to the next act, and they'll just like skip it if they need to. Yeah, there's been times where we don't have like Dirty Diana or something, or whatever, so it just goes to the next act.
But you guys always have your trampoline act in the show?
Yes, I've never not done it.
Are you jumping off the top now?
Mm-hmm. That's
So
where
it's
I
like
live.
20 foot trampoline?
It
it 20?
is 18 feet from the bed.
18. So you got trampoline 18 feet up,
Mm-hmm.
and you got 2 trampolines on the side, and you your choreography is to jump off, bounce on your back, and come back up.
Yeah.
And you go to the other side?
And do it again.
There's
I do it
30
again.
flips in this?
Yes.
So you're like doing a branding
So the first one just the beginning of the show we have pole drops. So there's a pole, kind of like a Chinese pole, that's on top, and so when you climb up there, you're probably looking at like 23, 24 feet.
Jesus.
Probably like 23 ish, around there.
You're dropping to a trampoline.
And you're dropping crooked to a 6x12.
Crooked to a smaller trampoline.
So the pole is on, like, pretty much if you were to drop straight back from where the pole is, you'd be landing almost on the stage, like between the stage and the frame. So you have to turn and you drop in crooked and then shoot back straight
to the pole.
You don't have to go back to the pole, but you just gotta make it back to the trampoline.
I would hope you would make it back to the trampoline.
Yeah.
Or else
so
what would happen?
You start crooked and then you go up, either straight or back to the pole, whatever you feel is normal or like more comfortable doing. Then from there I do a back tuck down right after that, and then I come back up, and then there I do a brainy. And this is all at full height. But then when I'm doing the jump back and forth, I think it's at the tramps are raised 9 inches, I think, which doesn't really make it seem a lot less than what it is, but for some reason it does make you feel a little safer.
Yeah. 9 whole inches.
Yeah. So then that's when I do the jump back and forth at the very end of the show. Or end of the act.
Wow. And Nightwalkers was 16 from the bed, right?
17.
So you're higher?
Nightwalkers 17.
Which one would you rather do?
I'd rather have a wall there for sure. Because then if you need to bail, you have a wall to run.
Yeah. There's no wall, so that makes it
I think my first couple of times, maybe my first time, like you get in the habit of wanting to like save yourself, so you want to come forward. There's been times where I've like jumped down, bounced, and like landed like chest and my feet were dangling off the edge.
Oh, and then what happened? You just climbed up?
Just pull yourself up. This is like during training. Just because like at that point you want to save yourself, so you want to go forward and like reach and grab something because you'll feel safer than staying back and just letting your feet go. So.
Wow, that's pretty scary.
Mhm.
Okay, so how did you first start? Did you do trampoline as a kid, or did you do gymnastics?
I was in gymnastics. So I was all around gymnast at all 6 events. Floor, bombers, rings, ball.
Did your parents own a gym?
Yeah.
Your parents owned a gym?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where you and all your brothers trained?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Tumbleweed Gymnastics.
Tumbleweed Gymnastics?
Yeah.
That was in Dallas?
It was in Fort Worth.
Where
it started. And then we eventually moved to another location that was in like Halton. But then our lease got cut early because they wanted to bring something else in that wasn't gymnastics, or a gymnastics program that ended up not doing so hot. So, and that's when my dad went back to engineering.
And would you say, did you do trampoline a lot? Or was it just kind of like something that was there and you didn't really touch it till you were like older?
I mean, I did tumble track, but it was never like straight trampoline.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I feel like if I would... Did you guys have one in the gym though?
The first gym we had, it wasn't even a spring floor, it was a foam floor. So I learned all my tricks on. So whenever we went to, like, gymnastics meets and had spring floors, we would fly because we were used to being on just foam blocks.
Yeah, that, if anything, probably takes away from your bounce a little bit, huh?
Yeah. But no, I don't think we had a... No, I don't think we did. We just had a tumble track. We didn't have an actual trampoline. But I mean, we had one in our backyard, but it was a black bed and it was terrible. But I mean, like,
yeah,
we double bounce each other to get height.
Sort
of what's happening right now in the world with these crazy kids in the backyard.
Yeah, these kids are just like triple, quadruple bounce, standing all around in those circular trampolines with the nets, and just launching kids up in the air. I wonder if anyone has just launched out and totally not landed in the trampoline.
I'm sure they have, but I'm sure they wouldn't post it. I mean, maybe they would, because I know Phil's do a lot better.
Phil's probably post that.
Yeah.
Huh. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen, but those kids are... I don't know why they don't just bounce on the nice trampolines.
Well, they're just as dangerous when they go to, like, Tempest or something on the super tramps.
Oh, yeah. The super tramps.
So
I'm not a fan of the super tramp. It's too slow of a bounce for me.
I don't like it either. I don't like it when they put it next to the wall either.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work at all. Tempest has it backwards. They have their walls that you could jump off going to the super tramp where it's pointless.
Oh, like the smaller ones that you can use the top for, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the large wall though.
Yeah, the large wall is nice, but it would be nice if there was something to jump off of.
Yeah.
Have it backwards there. And how long have you been doing MJ for? Like
Almost 6 months.
almost 6 months. So they give you a 6-month contract,
I got a 6-month contract because I was covering someone who was injured.
and that person's coming back into the show.
They should be back by the end when my contract's up, which is in March. If not, then they'll just extend my contract.
Is there any other shows you might want to go to?
When I first came out here, I was actually being considered to do Beatles Love, but didn't get the position because I didn't do teeterboard. Actually, Sam Sausage got it because I didn't do teeterboard.
Oh, really?
Teeterboard.
I don't know. Have you ever been on teeterboard?
Nope. I've been on a teeter-totter.
Does it work?
No. I was gonna say it's kind of similar, but not really.
Yeah, I've always ever since I saw that, I was like, I wonder if I could go to the park and do something similar to that.
We could try it. Do a vlog.
We could totally try to do that on. Do they even make teeter totters like that anymore, though?
I have not seen one in a park in a very long
Yeah,
time.
me neither. I haven't seen that in a really long time.
You'd have to. I don't even know if you can like Google that. Maybe Siri could tell you where the nearest
Nearest
teeter-totter.
park with a Yeah, I've seen some parks that just have. They're like going hard on the parks now.
Yeah.
They like hire some.
They look like castles and.
Yeah, I took a picture of one the other day, and there's like this rope climb like thing that goes all the way around the whole park. It's like, it's one of those.
What's the park called?
It's a net. I don't know. It's way up in Summerlin.
Yeah. I know this park Colin was talking about. We need to go shoot a parkour video at
Ooh, it might be the same one.
in our Damascus gear, so we look like Assassin's Creed.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into parkour at all?
I'm not gonna say yes because I feel like I can't really classify it as I was getting into parkour. I was just
Like,
doing
was there
dumb
a time
things.
where you wanted to be a parkour athlete?
No.
No?
No, it's always a gymnast, forever gymnast, and then like open gym that we would do some stuff like that where like, I wonder if I can jump from this mat to this mat or whatever, and we'd do it, or from high bar to high bar, rings to the high bar, or anything like that.
Yeah, gym parkour is pretty fun. I would say I wanted to
It's
be...
definitely safer.
After my first summer with Mason, I was like all about doing parkour. That's what I wanted to do. And then I tried to jump to that pole, and I slid down and fell straight to my back.
What pole?
The pole where I jump from, I climbed up on a hand railing
Is
and
this
jumped over to this fire pole.
Cedar Point?
No, it's just me doing...
Oh, just
filming
outside
myself.
and trying to do
You've seen
something.
this. You haven't seen this?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. I will show you real quick. It's pretty funny. I actually put it at the end of my demo reel.
Why?
Because just after they see all like my intense tricks, they see me slide and eat crap on a pole.
I don't think
Parkour. There you go. Probably need to type in my last name too. This one right here. This is when I thought I was going to be a full-on parkour guy.
Oh wait, maybe I have seen this. I don't know. You wanted to slide down this pole.
I was picturing myself swinging around
And going back?
No, just jumping and swinging around the pole and then sliding down. But
You just completely missed.
yeah, so like I was
Did you
looking
even
down.
like,
I didn't
attempt
like
to do it on the
spot-
ground first?
Oh no. This is what the problem with parkour for me is like
Like
I just thought I was like invincible, and then I'm like,
Yeah, it looks like
here we
one of
go,
those-
parkour.
It's like one of those
And I
cat
just
fails. That's what it
jumped
looks like.
straight at the pole instead of like, or I didn't even know how I would do it correctly. That was
Looks
the
like
last
one of
time
those
that I
cat
tried
fails. That's
that.
what it is.
Yeah, that was the end of my parkour career. No, actually, that was the beginning. But I had a quick realization that parkour can be pretty dangerous
Oh yeah.
because you're just training flips that you're not flips or like. Well, parkour isn't flips; it's free running. But you're just training stuff on hard ground. Hard ground is not fun. That's what I like about the trampolines.
That's why I stay inside now.
It's what? Now it's back on. Yeah, I just dropped it and the handlebars just come off and smack my head. Knocked out cold.
How many concussions have you had, Tanner?
A lot. A lot of concussions.
You don't know how many?
Around 10.
That's not good.
No, it's not good at all. That's why I don't do it anymore. Unless it's like a gig or something.
Is that what you tell the kids that you give privates?
Well, I always make sure they will wear helmets, and I do tell them that it's dangerous. Yeah. I'm very safety cautious, and especially like for kids, they come in, they think they're supposed to jump off the stair sets and stuff. And that's like the worst thing you could do is go in and, I mean, it's just so much impact on like a scooter deck is only 5 inches wide at max. They're usually 4.5 to 5 inches wide. So you're just landing on this like skinny piece of metal that doesn't even cover your whole foot. So you're only like landing on something that like it pretty much hurts every time.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's definitely not good for your feet and your ankles. So that was like what started turning me off about scootering was how bad it was. Even if you land something, your foot still like hurt.
See, that's why inline skating is the way to go.
Yeah, I really thought inline skating was the way to go.
Because I did it for a while.
Yeah, me too. And then once they took it out of the X Games, I was like, well, shit, if I don't have a chance to be in the X Games, I gotta start with something else. I don't know why I picked up a scooter, though. Cause scooter was never in the X Games, still hasn't been.
Yeah.
But I was like, scooters were the most fun. Because it was like a mixture of skateboarding where you had a board and then you weren't attached to it. And rollerblades, that was like the major downfall, is you always have something attached to your feet. Mm-hmm. So it's not very efficient if you're going, especially, well, that and like, just for like normal day use, if you're riding to the skate park or something, you have to go into the stores with rollerblades on, and just you always like it's either like bring your shoes or don't bring your shoes. Mm-hmm. So that was just the bad. I liked being in my shoes all the time, and then having the extra wheels, and it's super efficient too.
So you like those like Skechers that the wheels pop out? You could put them back in your shoe. No.
Oh, the actual roller skate
Yeah, the ones
shoes?
you could pop out.
I never had those. I had shoes, though.
I had a pair of those.
Did you have a pair of soaps?
Yeah, I did. Soaps were dope.
Soaps were tight. I remember when they came out. I remember reading the
I'm surprised it's still not a thing.
I think it is. Pretty sure there's still video.
I don't see... No, because I feel like parkour and free runners could use that to like spice up what they do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they don't use them at all.
See, that's your next thing. Start making videos using soaps. You'll go viral.
I don't think so. This seems really dangerous. I remember we would eat crap hard because we would do like the handrails, and then it's just like rollerblading. If you screw up a little bit, you can go to your nuts pretty easily.
Yeah, but at least you don't have wheels on your feet.
That's true. You don't have wheels on your feet. That's kind of a good thing about rollerblading is it's ankle protection too. Mm-hmm. You don't really hear of many inline skaters hurting their ankles.
Well, my brother.
Your brother?
Ivan had the great idea. He wanted to have more ankles like mobility. So when he grinds,
more loose. Yeah, that's a thing.
So he took off the cuffs out of his skates and he broke his ankle.
Oh yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, I remember that was a thing. All the people who do a lot of grinds would wear them really loose. But then it's not good for your ankle.
Yeah.
They do have a pretty good bailing system where they can, especially if you're wearing knee pads on skates, you just kind of smack the side of your wheel and you can slide out of it pretty good.
Yeah.
They're able to do much more crazy flips than like any other sport, which is kind of weird that it died off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought rollerblading was the coolest one in the X Games. They were doing the most flips and stuff.
Skateboarding's still in it, right?
Skateboarding is still in it.
I don't like skateboarding.
I don't like skateboarding either. Like I enjoy watching it when people are good and consistent, but the problem is it takes so long to get consistent at it.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Maybe that's why it's still there, because it's, I don't know, it's a die-hard sport.
Yeah, it is very die-hard. I mean, I don't know, I just don't like that you don't land so many tricks. I go to the skate park and I usually pretty much land everything that I do. Mm-hmm. Maybe 2 or 3 things from the day I don't land.
Yeah.
Although that could be a sign of me just not trying anything.
Just doing the
But
same
you get
tricks every
to
time.
like zoom around the skate park and stuff. It's so cool. You get to, I don't know, going 20 miles an hour through a skate park around bumps and turns and stuff is pretty fun. I think that's way more fun than doing tricks, in my opinion. Like a backflip
Just
is
coasting.
fun. Yeah, just cruising really fast and transferring big gaps and stuff. That's what's fun for me. I stopped liking
Maybe you
tricks.
should do mega ramp.
I would, but there is none that you can really ride.
No.
No, I did it a long time ago. Like the mini mega at Woodward East. It was a pretty cool experience, although I didn't have I only had a tank top on. So I
you're gonna like.
Yeah, I over-rotated the backflip over the jump. I think it's like 40 feet or so, I don't know. And just over-rotated. Would have been fine. Slid on my back and just burned my whole arm up. I just had gnarly, like road rash all over my back.
I mean, just double back.
And then, and then I had to drive across the country to go back home after. So that was pretty bad experience of driving across the country. Capron was doing double backs over that thing though.
I believe you.
Capron is crazy.
He's a madman.
He was like just a normal scooter kid until he did all wheels his first year, and then he like discovered trampoline, and then he got really good at flips on trampolines.
And he just applied it to the scooter.
Applied it to the scooter and was just like he just skyrocketed. I always loved watching Capron because he would like stall out his flips. He had that like dominant gymnastics form that no one had. Everyone had like bad technique and stuff. Throwing your head back first and everything. Yeah, if I was to ever go back to scootering and like start doing tricks, I feel like I would be way better now that I can actually do those flips without a scooter.
Why don't you?
Because concrete
Landings.
concrete landings are not fun compared to soft landings. That's why tramp-wall is so, I don't know, tramp-wall is like so foreign to me and is new, so it was like much more fun to learn something that's brand new.
It's not very hard on impact either.
Yeah, it's very gentle on your body
Unless you
compared
hit
to
the wall or miss the trampoline.
Yeah, the other day when I was leaving the skate park, I noticed my back was really sore because it's just hard landing after hard landing. And usually, when you're trying to land and you're trying to balance on something, like you are on a scooter, you don't really absorb the impact like you should. Because you're trying to balance. So there's a lot of times you land and you're pretty stiff or something. It's just not good on your body.
No. The only thing I can do on a scooter is a front flip on flat. That's the only thing I can. The only trick I have. I mean, I can do a tail whip sometimes.
I think wasn't there a video of you doing the front flip on the scooter and you went over the whole pad?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Did you land it?
I just bounced.
Oh.
And then I did it again and I landed it. Oh, I added more pads because I cleared like 2 panel mats. Which
I don't think I've ever tried that.
It's not hard.
Seems kind of easy.
It's really easy.
Huh.
It just feels like you run and you do a punch front on the ground. Just with one foot.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could do it. Probably could do it.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I don't know if I see Vincent doing like fools now.
On flat?
Well,
He does it off like ledges and stuff.
Yeah, like ledges. I haven't seen him do a flat.
Yeah, he does it on stair sets. It's so crazy. Yeah, he just front flips stair sets.
He's nuts.
Yeah, that's what happens when you just only scooter. You turn into like people like Vincent. They're just machines.
That's how they you. It's not so bad.
And that's my problem was I always had something else going. I never was fully invested into one thing. I was kind of scattered. Like I would do scootering on the side. But I would also play other sports and cliff diving and a bunch of other stuff.
I was in Taekwondo. When I was in gymnastics, I had to choose gymnastics or Taekwondo. I chose gymnastics. I actually won a couple of sparring tournaments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, growing up. And then I went through I did go through like a BMX phase. We built our own quarter pipe in my backyard and threw a mat back there. We were trying.
Quarter pipe?
Yep.
Nice.
And then never really got into skateboarding, but inline skating I did. I was actually pretty good at it. But then it just kind of died out because I don't know, I just took gymnastics. It's just, I don't know. Not as hard as my body.
Yeah, not as hard.
Well, it still is, but at least there's padding if you fall.
And what age would you say you got into trampoline?
I mean, I guess I'd always go to open gym. And if I ever went to open gym, there's trampolines, and I was probably on one. But it was never like never did like TNT or got taught like properly how to do things. I mean, like you get your basic technique from gymnastics, but then it's like comes to trampolines a lot different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like the obvious like don't throw your head back, use your arms kind of things, but as far as learning the bigger tricks, they split them up a lot differently than a gymnast would.
I wish I had any sort of trampoline or gymnastics background. I feel like life would have been easier. Still can't do a handstand.
I feel like if when I have kids, I feel like I'll probably start them in gymnastics. And if they don't want to do it anymore, that's fine. But at least they'll have like a good
yeah, it's like a good foundation.
Base and foundation,
discipline and
strength and conditioning and flexibility.
So much good stuff that comes with that. I'd probably do parkour too, because I think it's really good for kids to know how to fall, and they teach you how to fall and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can learn that too. It's just called air awareness and gymnastics.
Yeah.
It's called falling with style and parkour, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't even call it falling if you're doing it on purpose.
That's true. I do like the parkour roll more than the gymnastics roll. It's a little like sideways and...
Oh yeah, if you're jumping off something, you don't want to go towards your head.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to clear your head, you do your shoulder roll. It's more like I think that's actually from like martial arts.
Yeah, probably came from martial arts.
It came from martial arts for sure. Because you learn that stuff.
Sweet. Well, let's wrap it up.
Alright.
Follow you on Instagram.
The.Incredible.Holt.
The.Incredible.Holt.
Don't forget the periods.
Sweet. The.Incredible.Holt. Thanks for coming on. We finally did it.
Yes, we did.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Woo! You had like a weird lighting on there.